finally back at it again, and today we are taking a step back. For the past couple of weeks, I've been talking and making videos about my new computer. For today's vlog, I will be talking about my main thing, which is video game collecting. I will be telling you how to collect, where to collect these games, and what to think about when starting a collection. As of this video, I have 14 game consoles and around 200 games. Before we start anything, I welcome all the newcomers to Alpha Clock Productions. I encourage you to visit our channel and give some of our videos a view. So this vlog was a day late, and uploaded a day late. I just started it yesterday. I forgot that it was my vlog this week, or this month pretty much, so yeah, just work with me here. Today I'm answering the age-old question, is video game collecting worth it? What console should you collect? What game should you go for? And what you should do to get the best game collection if you want it. So I made up kind of a script, but not a script on what to do, because I just can't go and just keep talking about this. So I need a little format. So I'll probably be looking at the screen somewhat, but I'll still be talking, you know? So let's get to it. So before we get to the main part, I just want to say that back then, video game collecting was very cheap at the time, and I heard back in 2007, not even 2007, earlier, like 2002, up to like all the way to 2009, games like NES, Super Nintendo, GameCube, well, more retro stuff. I'm talking about like 2000, 2005 here, so GameCube wasn't that old. I'm talking about like Atari, NES, Super Nintendo, N64, kind of all that stuff, Genesis, and they were all cheap. You could go into a Funkerland, which was a GameStop now. You can go into them and get bags of games, half off, all sales. You can get them for bags of NES games, like 100 NES games, for practically nothing. No one wanted them. They were just pieces of plastic sitting on the shelf. No one wanted them. Can you imagine going into a store now and doing that? Of getting games for like $1 each, not even $1 each? But that just happens now. So yeah, they were extremely cheap. I only started collecting 2 years ago, so I came late. I was the late one because, I'm not that old. I was always into video games back then, but I'm not gonna collect when I'm that young, so I missed all the sales, I missed everything. So that's why people like Pat the NES Punk and other people have full NES collections or full whatever collections, because they went to flea markets back in the day and they got a bunch of games every weekend for practically nothing, so they saved all that money. Now retro games are an all-time high. Every single game is expensive. Mario games, Zelda games, even sports games, some of them are expensive. Consoles are expensive, everything is popular now. Everyone's trying to collect, everyone's getting into it. It sucks, but that's life. It's fun to do it because you get to compete with these people, but it's hard. So I don't like that, so I decided for my video game collection, get the cheapest stuff, get the cheapest games, get the cheapest consoles, and if they're not cheap, I don't get them. I can wait to find a cheap one. And I've been collecting for 2 years, and as you can see in the video probably playing right now, I have a bunch of consoles, bunch of games, everything. Got a 2600 for $25. It goes for $50 to $60 on eBay. Got an NES from a trade. That's still cheap. SNES for like 30 bucks, still cheap. It goes for like 60 to 70 on eBay. GameCube, 30 bucks, that's like one of the consoles I paid normal price, but that's probably the console I got for the first time. PlayStation 3, 20 bucks. From a friend. You gotta contact friends, see what they're selling. Wii U, 100 bucks, another friend. So many cheap games, and I'll talk more later. So like, I still get the really good cheap games like I was saying, because if you just wait, the deals would come eventually, and you can get all the games that you want, even all the Mario games that are worth like 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. You can still get the games for cheap. The most expensive, some of the most expensive games I ever paid for was like $20, and $20 is, the games I really want. So yeah, just wait for the deals to come to you, because there's no rush to pay that much with a game that you might not play that much. So just wait. It's annoying when people say video game collecting is expensive, because it's not all the time, like I keep saying. it's not that expensive. You can go to like I'll talk about this later, flea markets or stores and everything like that, and you can still get cheap games. It's not that expensive unless you go on eBay, go to game stores, or it's your fault for overpaying for games. Just wait. Just like it's all the same. I just can't. Just wait. That's my slogan of my collection. Just wait. So let's move on to the next section. Is when starting a collection, you gotta consider these things. Do you want to collect the games, or play them all the time, or just have them on the shelf just to collect them? What kind of games do you want to collect or play? Do you want to play fighting games? Do you want to collect old games? Fighting, racing, like shooting games? What console? You have to think of what console you want to collect for. If you want one console, you want 10 consoles. It's your choice. The key point is how much money are you willing to spend. If you have a bunch of money and you're just gonna bomb your whole freaking money on it, then go ahead and buy a Neo Geo that's worth like $300, CDI, whatever, 3DO. Those rare consoles, TurboGrafx 16, pay for that, get really good games, and have a huge collection, and just outburn everyone. But what I do is have a good collection. I say that, oh, you know, I got my whole collection for this amount of money, and it's cheap. And they're like, wow, you got DuckTales for an example, you got DuckTales for $5, but which I didn't. But you got Making Me at 5, which is a $100 game. You got it for really, really cheap in this bundle because, you know, you just wait and, you know, it's awesome. After considering these things, you gotta pick what console is perfect for you. You gotta look at the games, look what kind of games are on this console, and look at the console and see if you want to play these games, or just, you know, look at them. I also have a ton of NES, GameCube, you know, kind of Super Nintendo, original Xbox games, $20, all of them, pretty much every single one. But what I did is, oh, also Craigslist is another great thing to use, is just buy games cheap, and, you know, so I have a ton of games that I got for like, you know, $5, not even $10, for, you know, worth like $30 or $20, you know. I would never pay like a game that I'm not gonna play that much for $20. Like, why would I pay $20 for a game I might play once or twice? So that's why I wait, get it for cheap, sits on the shelf, play it a couple times. I have it, I'm happy. I didn't pay that much, I didn't do that much effort for this one game. Sometimes when I really want a game, I'll buy it at retail price. Like I said, DuckTales was a game I really wanted, so I paid $20. Eventually, I got the Wii U remastered version and paid, I think, another $20 for the Wii U version, because DuckTales is a really fun game. That's an example of, you know, I paid the full retail price because I really, really wanted it. But that is almost never, it almost never happens. So as I was saying before, if you don't have lots of money to spend, don't collect for a rare console like Neo Geo, like TurboGrafx 16, because if you buy the even the console's like $300. So if you buy that console, the games are gonna be like, I don't know, $50, $100. So if you don't have the money, don't get the rare consoles. If you want to collect and not really play the games and get the games for cheap, I would suggest the Atari 2600, because one, the games are fun for a short amount of time, they are extremely cheap, and they look cool. So if you're just gonna play, you know, like a couple games, like for like a couple minutes, I guess, then go for the 2600 because they look cool on a shelf. They're extremely cheap, like $1 each game, and you can look at them, have like a full 2600 collection kind of, and there you go. You would have a collection you got for cheap. You wouldn't really play them, but you know, like having it still has a factor, and you pretty much spent nothing on these games. So, and it looks awesome. So yeah, let's recap. So when you wanna consider your first console, you have to see how much the console is. Look at the games. How much are the games? Are you gonna play these games? Do you like the graphics of this console? And if you want to save money, you have to think about the games and where you're going to get these games. Location is everything. Do you have thrift stores around you? Do you have flea markets around you? Do you have a lot of friends? Do you have game stores around you? If you don't have anything like flea markets around you, then I guess you're gonna have to go to eBay, and eBay is good sometimes, but you gotta see around you, what's around you, and see if there's a cheap game store down the street so you can get cheap games from. Or if you have a friend, ask a friend if they have games. Ask a friend if they have games. You can't ask a friend if they have games, because mostly they always will. And if they do, you would find it, you know, they're like, oh, here you go for this amount of price, and it would be really, really low, so you would get like the greatest deal ever. Flea markets, also look around your house for flea markets and thrift stores. If thrift stores can have games and flea markets can have a bunch of games, if they do, then congrats. Remember, if you don't have anything around you, I guess you're gonna have to go to eBay, and like I said, eBay's not always the best, but if you have to, go ahead. I don't know what people collect on eBay, but you need to spend more money, but sometimes you can get deals, but not always. So for a location of my area, for my collection, the Sega Dreamcast is probably one of the worst consoles to collect for, because 1, games are extremely hard to find in the wild. 2, the console's kind of expensive, but not really. 3, games are expensive at retail stores, and you can barely find any. Isn't that crazy? You can barely find Dreamcast games in retail stores. And there isn't much traffic. There's not many Dreamcast games going along in game stores. They're all in collections. People are holding on to them. And I think, I'm not exactly sure, that the console was only released in 1999, which means people will put their games in the basement, and they don't take them out for years later. Same with the N64. But keep my word, in a couple of years, the colored N64 consoles will become cheaper because more of them will be in traffic. More of them will be being sold. I am telling you, I bet on my life. They're going to be cheaper. They're going to be more common. Just wait for it. Because on Craigslist, I got so many emails about the N64 colored consoles, because I said, oh, looking for games, and I got like 5 emails about like different colored N64 consoles, so just wait for it, guys, just wait. Don't pay that much, like 80, $100 for, I don't know, blue, red, purple consoles. So as I was saying before, there's not much traffic with Dreamcast games, but somehow in my 2 years of collecting, I found 2 Dreamcast games. Crazy Taxi for $2 at the thrift store, and Hydro Thunder for like $1 at the flea market. Really, really, the Dreamcast games in good condition. You never want to skip over a Dreamcast game. You always, 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 always want to buy a Dreamcast game if you see one in good condition. I don't even have a Dreamcast, and I still have them, but eventually I will get one. But Dreamcast games are so rare. If you see them, buy it. Why wouldn't you buy it for cheap? Like, get it for cheap. Guys, kind of long video. I have a timer here. I talked over like that 7 to 8 minute limit, but I just told you about the general stuff and about video game collecting, where to get them and how to get them, what to do, what to consider. If you guys liked it, smash that like button. If you didn't, I guess dislike. Check out our other videos. Click the channel link below. Thank you guys for watching my vlog, and if you want to start collecting, please start collecting. It's very fun. See you later, guys. Building out. Thanks for watching that video.
And if you like it, comment, subscribe, and like below.
See you again soon.